Hello, I am Monde Mayangwa and I lead the USAID Bureau for Africa.
Meet our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Monde Mayangwa, Assistant Administrator in the Bureau for Africa at this year's 3rd Annual Gala Dinner. Secure your opportunity to partake in an evening of elegance and conversation for only $125. Mark your calendars for August 24th, 2024 and prepare to indulge in fine dining and wine at the Gaithersburg Marriott Washingtonian Center, located at 9751 Washingtonian Boulevard, Gaithersburg, MD 20878. Don't miss this exclusive event. Reserve your ticket today. Here are the things you need to know about the Oza Zambia Independence Diamond Jubilee 26th October. This event is officially the National Zambian Independence event. So, we encourage you to fly into Reuion Airport. Reuion Airport is 15 minutes away from the venue and 2 minutes away from the hotel where rooms are reserved. If you need accommodation, we have a special for $177 for king rooms and $204 for 2 queen-size bedrooms. If you need to share a room with someone, let us know on 6788516601. Then comes the meet and greet, Friday, October 25th at 6 p.m. We will have the Zambian night event, come in African attire or Zambian colors. We're playing Zambian music and serving Zambian cuisine. Venue to be advised. And that's not all. On 26th October, we have the men dinner event from 7 p.m. at Hyatt Regents Crystal City at Reuion National Airport, 2799 Richmond Highway, Arlington, VA 22202. Tickets are $150 until October. You can buy your tickets by Zelle to 3529887049. Oza number. After you send your Zelle, you can WhatsApp 6788586601 to give your name and email. What are you waiting for? Get your ticket now.
Hi everyone, good morning from Dallas, Texas, and welcome to ZBTR Show. Today is Saturday, August the 3rd. Time is really flying, and you can see we have a lot of activities coming up in the Zambian community, and we want to encourage each one of us to participate. Follow us on that link that is showing up there, ZBTR TV on Facebook, YouTube, and X, which was previously known as Twitter. And would like you to stay posted and follow exactly what is happening. Okay, today we're discussing music, Zambian Acapella, and the team, they are trying to log in or to connect, right? We have to start the ball rolling and get going here. Those of you, let me know where you're watching us from in the comments down there, and so that we know who's with us today and everybody joining us, okay? So that's the show for today. We're looking forward to a wonderful discussion and all the guys. When you have a big group, the technical issues become a little bit of a challenge. So we're waiting for the guys to get themselves together and see what happens here as we go along. All right, we're talking to Zambian Acapella, and that is the team that we having this morning, and we hope that you're going to enjoy the conversation. All right, whilst we wait for others to join us, let me just bring in one of the team members and uh, just have a start conversation here. Godfrey, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, excellent. I believe you are in my neighborhood, right?
Where are you?
You don't know where I am. I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, are you? Okay.
So whilst we're waiting for the other guys to join, and I mean the we need to, yeah, we need to get this ball rolling. Um, Tell us how many are you in the team? What's the total number of the team, Zambian Acapella?
Well, the original Zambian Acapella, there were about 10 guys. Then we had other groups came in under the same name. So there's been more than 20 or 25 guys. So we are more than that.
Oh wow, 2025.
Mm.
So there were different Zambian Acapella groups?
Original Zambian Acapella group came to the US back in 1993. And then we had other groups come in under the same label, under the same name.
Okay. You use the word label. What does that mean? It's like it was Zambian Acapella was used, but just different groups were coming up, right?
Exactly. There was Zambian
Oh,
Acapella collection, Zambian Acapella boys choir, so it was all under that name. Yeah.
under that name. So how did the name come up, Zambian Acapella?
Well, the original group that came over, we had to come up with something that will help people not just understand the music but also identify as to where we came from.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So a cappella, of course, means singing without instruments.
mm-hmm,
And then Zambia, of course, being Zambians, we thought using the country's name. Of course, one part of it was to put that Zambia on the map, of course, because a lot of people, when you hear of Africa, you hear of Nigeria and Kenya and Ghana, but not Zambia. So
mm.
we thought about coming up with that name, Zambian Acapella, as one of course to identify ourselves as where we came from, and also to put Zambia on the map.
Yeah, excellent. That was cool.
Yeah.
So eventually, I mean, you are all now based in the US, right?
Correct.
How did that journey begin? I mean, was that like an individual arrangements, or the whole group just came at one time as a group? How did your journey or your move or migration to the US happen? Because you're talking about a group of many people.
Well, we came in, started out as a ministry, as a music ministry.
Mhm,
So we were able to travel around the country and perform in different places, churches, schools, conferences. So it became a music ministry on its own
mhm.
for about 15, 16 years or so. Um, you know, and that's what it was. We just God's calling on
Mhm,
music and also became a ministry. Yeah.
mhm. Excellent, excellent. In a large group like yours, how do you share responsibilities, if I may put it that way? How do you decide the direction and the music and the
Of course, we
dynamic?
had we
Uh,
had some guys who are music talented, so we had some guys who are good in that area. Just
uh-huh.
like any other organization, we're looking at talent,
Mhm,
who can
mhm,
do what, and we assign that to that person. There were guys that are good in leadership. There were some guys
mhm,
that are good in music, and some guys that
mhm,
are good in certain areas organization, so we had to assign those roles to those guys.
Okay. Interesting. And that's the way the group flowed, all right? Just recognizing and identifying who is gifted or talented in specific or particular areas, right?
That's correct.
Let's talk about the music composition. So was that responsibility left to the guys that are good in music, they compose a song, or as everyone in the team composed the song?
Everyone in the group can, but always run it to the choir director and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And then we'll sit down, run through it, if and just and then we'll go from there. But everybody contributed to everything that we did. But of course, the sole responsibility was for that director or that music director that was assigned to bring everything back to life.
Okay, that's good, yeah, because the dynamics in a group can be very challenging and okay, this is what I want us to do. Let's listen to one song and then we can continue our conversation. Hopefully, the other guys can join in too.
You are my friend, you are my friend, you are my joy, you are my joy, you are my comfort, you are everything I desire. When I feel silent, lonely, you are the first in my life. You are my friend, you are my friend, you are my joy, you are my joy, you are my comfort, you are my comfort, you are my everything I desire. When I feel silent, lonely, you are the first in my life. You are my friend, you are my friend, you are my joy, you are my comfort, you are my comfort, you are my everything I desire. When I feel silent, lonely, you are the first in my life. In my life. In my life.
Where was that?
That was in Waco, Texas, at a church there.
What can you remember the year?
That was 2017, I believe. We had a reunion there.
Yeah, the reunion there. That was quite a big group over there.
Yes, sir.
Daniel,
Hi, how are you?
you need to set you see the way that Godfrey and I are looking? Excellent. That's beautiful. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
You remember that song?
I do.
You were in you were part of that group.
I was part of that group,
Yes.
but I don't know if did I attend that reunion?
Yes, sir. It was Waco.
I was there.
How did that go? So who composed that song, if we may go back there?
I think that was one of the songs that we grew up learning and singing and we actually ended up inheriting it from those who came before us.
Okay.
And it was a song that was sung in the community, and a song that a lot of people knew. But as with all our music, we tend to take them and compose, or we inherit something from someone else, and then we put our own flavor to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that part of putting your own flavor to it.
Our own signature sound.
Our own signatures.
Yeah.
I was talking about the music director. That's one
Uh-huh.
of them right there.
Oh, you can tell from his language that he's a musical person.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Daniel, since you are joining us, Godfrey and I started this conversation. How did you find yourself part of a cappella?
So back, I think when I was, I should say probably I was around 8 or 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I became interested in music. And
Mm-hmm.
so a cousin of mine who was considerably older than I was at that time invited me to join a church in Kalingalinga, which is just a community outside, within Lusaka.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went there, he told me that there was going to be a film being shown.
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't know at that time what a film was all about. So I went there and found that these missionaries were setting up projectors and all these screens in preparation for showing this film, and it ended up being the Jesus film, which was the story of the Christ.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so at the very close of that meeting, the preacher invited us to come back on a Sunday. I think this was either on a Friday or Saturday. And he said, hey, if you are interested in hearing more about this Christ that they were showing on the film, you could come on Sunday. So when I went on Sunday, I heard him talking, and apparently he was actually preaching.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it seemed as if it was a commercial, but the main event to me was the music. There was a
Okay.
choir in the church. So I ended up getting really interested, and I joined. And it wasn't
Okay.
long after I joined that the guy who used to write music left. He left the group and went outside Lusaka. So the
Okay.
duty of writing and composing fell on my shoulders. And at that time, I think I
Oh.
was between 8 and 9. And so it's actually a funny story, because when I started to write, I was using arrows pointing up to mean that the voice is going to sing up, pointing straight on to mean that we are not going down or up, we are just maintaining the voice that way. So I would write that way at home, and I was good until I went to go and teach my friends their different parts, that I forgot how high the arrow should be going up, or how long to hold the note. So there was a missionary by the name of Fred, and so he was coming from Waco, Texas, and so he was in charge of all the music in Lusaka for the Baptist churches.
Okay.
So he saw what I was doing, and he chuckled. He started to laugh, and he says to me, have you ever heard of music notation? I said, no, what is that? So he showed me this book, which had all these different songs with all the music notations. Luckily, within that book, there were maybe 2 or 3 songs that we knew already.
Okay.
So I took that.
What is music notation? We are all not musicians here.
Okay. So if we wanted to represent tunes on paper, we use notation to represent those things. And these give us the pitch, how high or how low we should be singing,
there.
and they give us the duration of how long to hold the note.
Okay.
So he
Okay.
showed me this book with hymns in it. And so he says to me, this is actually how music is written. What you were doing here is just so primitive, but he says it was funny to see you inventing a way to do this, and but
Mm-hmm.
I see your pain and I see where the problem is. So within that hymnal, there were 3 songs that I knew. So I
Okay.
started to sort of like refer what I knew about those songs with what was actually represented on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And within a few months, I actually taught myself how to read and write music.
Wow.
So we went on to learn, I think, approximately 500 songs that I would teach my colleagues by singing their different parts and asking them to learn these different parts and then see how things worked out.
Wow.
And at that
Amazing.
time, I was, I think, about right around 9 years of age.
Really?
Yes. So we all started as a group together when we were very young, and we have been doing this for a while now.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. So, Fred, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Nathan.
So you you also from what from what Daniel has said, is that your journey and your story too?
Oh, well, these guys, the 2 guys that you have right there, they
Mm-hmm.
started everything. And as soon as they left the country, because they were like the main choir in the church,
Okay.
as soon as they left, we were the youngest ones. Then we joined and we started singing, trying to fit their shoes. Our church didn't have any other choir at that time. So that's how the youngest group started following their steps.
Mm, interesting. Godfrey, talk about your. When I started this conversation with you, when it was just the 2 of us, we didn't talk about your music gift and your music know-how or knowledge. For you, how did you find yourself in this? Because what people need to know now that you are now a dentist, right?
No, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Beginning of the when we started talking, you said you're in my neighborhood. I was like, where are you? You said in Atlanta. What you said Dallas. I'm actually in Atlanta area, Georgia. That's where I live. So
Okay, okay.
yeah, so I was like, yeah. Um, I'm in a different field. I'm an operation manager for a company out here. So I
Okay,
do,
okay,
yeah, yeah. So not a dentist, yeah.
okay. So talk about your journey, your music journey as well. How did you get involved in this? Where you, because I mean, he's talking about you guys being 8, 9, 10 years old when you started.
Right. Well, you know how Zambians are. Zambians love to sing. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter. You may see people riding in a pickup truck in Zambia. There'll be at least one. Somebody will start a song. There'll be, people just love music.
Mm.
Uh, Same thing, just like my brother Daniel has said. I also grew up in a church, so music was became part of life. It's something that people sing when they're sad. They sing when you're happy. So it just of course, part of it was God's calling in my life to be part of the group that went around, as I said, travel around the country and had a chance to minister and sing. So as Fred was saying, when we came to the US, Daniel and I and the other guys, we started traveling, of course, as a
Mm-hmm.
music ministry. So
Yes.
it was part of our life and part of God's calling.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. At some point, Fred, you guys sort of stopped singing.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Well, we've had like several tours that we had, and after a while, people started planning their going to school. As you've seen, some of them, like Dr. Mwanza there, it took him several years, countless years, for him to finish. And most of us, we wanted to go to school, and some people started families. And to be here, you have to settle down, and it kind of disturb part of some other things that were planned. But even the time that we stopped, we were able to find some time. And I think you've called us sometime, couple of times with the guys. I'll call the guys, hey, let's go do something just a little bit. But, we love to sing, and God has called us to do that. And, we try by all means when we find time, and we do it. And that's one of those things, we are working on right now.
Okay. But Daniel, singing is, if you haven't done it for a while, it's like athletics, right? You have
but
to be.
But it's
Go ahead.
also like riding a bicycle.
If you've done it before, you just get back into it, right?
Yeah.
You just need to polish yourself up. And so like Fred has said, there were those moments when you, let me use the word, impromptly got together and said, hey guys, let's do something here. So what would it take to do that? How much time did you need to prepare?
So actually, most of the times it didn't require that much time. I think most of the time was spent trying to come to terms with the fact that our voices were changing because we're growing older. We weren't the 8-year-olds who could actually sing soprano. And once that change started to happen, we found ourselves grappling with the issue of, now, do we need to come down and try to rearrange the music? So from that time to now, we have never actually stopped rearranging the music because we have continued to change. Yeah, we have continued to change. So, but once we get together and start getting into it, it really doesn't take that long to say, oh, we still got it. And right now, as I'm telling you, as I'm speaking, Fred is here in Waco, Texas, and with a few other guys, and we were actually sitting here doing some recordings and rewriting songs and writing new ones. And
Wow.
yeah, it was actually amazing to see that, hey, we can still ride this bicycle. We may not do it as well going
after
uphill.
after many years have you not done this?
I think my last year being on the road was probably 1999.
Oh, that's 20+ years.
Yeah. And you see, and that's the reason.
And then after that long, you just picked up this bicycle and started riding it again.
But we still have to build the endurance. We can't take this bike uphill right from the get-go. We'll have to build this endurance, and we have our own ways on how we do that. And so we have our own homework that we do even when we are away as individuals on certain things that we need to do to keep our instruments clean and polished.
Okay.
Yeah.
Godfrey, how is this going?
As far as all the preparation for the music?
Yeah, how is this going?
It's going good. Of course, we'll have a reunion coming up soon, and my music director, of course, sent out the rules that make sure you get all your voices polished and ready to go when we get together soon. So every day in the morning when I get up, I got these exercises you have to do to make sure your voice is ready to go when we have a reunion next time.
Okay. So there is a way to polish your voice. How do you polish your voice?
La 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 la.
You don't polish your voice by
No.
Actually,
that hurts it.
It scratches the voice.
Yeah,
it does?
The chords. Yes.
So we need to stop doing.
Yeah, we need to stop doing that. Drinking a lot of water, resting a lot, and then making sure that every day you hum a tune.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you polish your voice.
That's all. I think people go around and talk about these mysterious ways on how to get better as a musician, but there's nothing as better as resting your voice and then using it to sing. It's almost like riding a bicycle. You can tell someone that, hey, the best way to ride a bicycle is by you getting on a horse and going around on a horse, but it really isn't. You need to get on the actual bike and then start doing it so you can figure out what your deficiencies are.
Okay.
Love those figurative speeches. Huh?
Yeah, I can tell that he's not just a music director, he's also a philosopher. Okay, let's take a break and then we'll come back and continue our conversation here.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Here are the things you need to know about the Oza Zambia Independence Diamond Jubilee 26th October. This event is officially the National Zambian Independence event. So, we encourage you to fly into Reuion Airport. Reuion Airport is 15 minutes away from the venue and 2 minutes away from the hotel where rooms are reserved. If you need accommodation, we have a special for $177 for king rooms and $204 for 2 queen-size bedrooms. If you need to share a room with someone, let us know on 6788516601. Then comes the meet and greet, Friday, October 25th at 6 p.m. We will have the Zambian night event, come in African attire or Zambian colors. We're playing Zambian music and serving Zambian cuisine. Venue to be advised. And that's not all. On 26th October, we have the men dinner event from 7 p.m. at Hyatt Regents Crystal City at Reuion National Airport, 2799 Richmond Highway, Arlington, VA 22202. Tickets are $150 until October. You can buy your tickets by Zelle to 3529887049. Oza number. After you send your Zelle, you can WhatsApp 6788586601 to give your name and email. What are you waiting for? Get your ticket now.
That's the big Oza Independence event coming up in October. You need. The reason, Fred, I like that commercial I just played is that it gives you information about the steps you need to do and you to follow. Good deal hotel room. We should be making arrangements to go there. I hope I'm going to see you there. Okay. Now, we have a big event coming up, okay? So how did the idea of a reunion concert come about? Who wants to go?
Godfrey wants to go.
It's like my brother just said, you know, we love music. We love to praise God, even though we don't do it every single day like we used to do in the past. We still get together, not just for music, just to fellowship and see each other and break bread together. So after so often, we'll get together and just have a music reunion. The last one we had, I think we had one in Waco, Texas, back in 2017. Then we had
That was
one,
the last time you. That's the last time you were together and sang.
No, we did another one a year after that. In 2018 was the last time we had another reunion.
Okay.
And this one we've been talking about. You know, we haven't seen each other in a long time. We haven't really sung together as a group. It's like kind of going back to what we used to do. That, you know, God's calling in our lives, even though we don't sing anymore, but you know, we still have that calling. So it's always exciting to, you know, to minister and just fellowship. So we started talking, I think it was a year or so ago, about, hey, when are we going to do this again? And we decided to find a place where we can do it. And happened to be, as I said, I live here in Atlanta area.
Yes.
That's my church. That I go to church there, so that's where we decided to have a reunion.
Concert,
it's a little town called Douglasville, just west of Atlanta.
Okay,
Atlanta,
so it's within. It's what do you call it? It's a suburb or something like that in
it's
Atlanta
a metro,
area.
Yeah, West Metro, Metro Atlanta.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so it's within the Atlanta area. So yeah, So we want our friends within the area to, I put the information there, Douglasville, right?
Yes, sir.
Crossroads Church, that's the address. Everybody watching, those in the Atlanta, in Georgia, you can go support. And so what's the theme of this reunion? And you just talked about that you're coming up with so many new songs. So are the people going to attend this get to hear new songs? What's the theme? What's what should people expect?
So, in answering that, let me just add to what my brother Godfrey just mentioned, that part of the reason for getting together is so that we can see each other and we
Okay.
can catch up with what has happened in our individual lives. But most importantly, is that, Zambian Acapella was the premier group in Zambia that ushered in a new wave of how to sing with just voices. And as you know, instruments are not very cheap in Zambia to buy.
Yeah, of
And
course.
as you know, many churches will just sing a cappella, but we wanted to take it a step further and actually come to imitate those instruments that we hear. And that was a big change for Zambia. And today, if you listen to what the different groups in Zambia are doing, you're going to hear that music has actually progressed even further, but they have all built on the building blocks and the foundation that we laid. And so over the years, since we stopped being on the road and traveling, and we traveled a lot here in the United States, Zambian Acapella was well known all over the United States. I can say the world over. And so many of the people who used to know us and used to come to our concerts have written, called, asked, why did you guys stop? And why are you guys not doing this anymore? Is there a way that you guys could just come together and we can hear you guys sing one more time? So that is another reason for the reunion. It was, upon request from the masses. So when we arrived there, I think the mistake that we would make is to bring in so many new and unfamiliar material that our audience will not be able to relate to. So,
Okay.
of course, we have new material that we would love to present, but I think it would be, for those who are nostalgic for the music that they heard us sing way back then, wise to present that material, even though with fresh voices and a little bit of a spin to what they already know.
Okay.
So yes, we'll be presenting the same songs and newer things, but even if the same songs are being presented, they'll still end up being with a little bit of a twist for them to enjoy and see how far we've grown.
Amazing. So the concert is free, right?
The concert is free.
So people just need to keep the date in mind and the time. So what time does it start? I know there's a flyer circulating on social media, but for those who haven't seen the flyer, what time is the concert? Of course, it's 25th of August, and it's going to be at Crossroads Church.
It's at 5 p.m.
Okay.
Right.
So 5
It's
p.m.
5 p.m. and we invite everybody to come. And like my brother was saying, people, it's like there's I remember growing up in Zambia, there's those songs that I grew up listening to as a child. And once in a while when it starts playing, be like, oh, it takes you that place, right? So over the years, of course, the people that I've heard us sing before, there may be a song that they really, enjoyed, and when we sing that, I think everybody will be blessed by it. So not only just the new songs, but also the old songs that we have done in the past. So there's always those songs that that people enjoyed at the time when we're singing. So
okay, excellent. All right. Tandy said hello from the UK, and
hello.
Brenda says good morning from Texas.
Good morning, Brenda.
Our fellow Texan.
Our fellow Texan and our leader, Clotilda Shani Apo. She's in Nelson, Canada.
Oh, fantastic.
Hello.
She's
Hello.
she's having some me time. She expects you to be in DMV in October.
In DMV?
At the Independence, that commercial that I played.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Come, you guys,
we
and
will.
sing the national anthem. How
Of course
about
we
that?
will. Yeah.
Huh? You should come and sing the national anthem. I want to play something here, and then we can talk about it before we just wind down our conversation here. Everybody watching, this is Zambian Acapella. They are preparing for a reunion concert on 25th of August in Georgia. Okay,
Yes.
let's watch this.
Oh,
All right, so where was that? What year was that?
Samir 2017, I believe it was.
Okay.
Yes. I was in Waco.
That was in Waco. You seem to do more things in Waco than anywhere else. Is it because the music director is there?
I think most of the guys are centered around the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area. Yeah, so it's much easier to get everybody together when we have the event taking place where most of the guys are located.
Right.
And I think even this time around that we are headed to Georgia, it's a challenge, but it's not really a challenge that much to get everybody there. It just shows how much commitment and how much we are looking forward to doing this and how much we care about our fans and those who have loved to listen to our music, that it doesn't really matter to us or affect us that much to take a trip all the way into Georgia to do it. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. That's one other thing I wanted to point out as well, to say most of you are in the, in Texas. And any specific reason why you chose Douglasville for this concert?
It's me inviting these guys, come meet my church. Let's do something here, because as we were traveling, We went 42, 43 states that we've traveled to when we were traveling
Wow.
at the time. So Georgia is one of them. Douglasville, we have done some in the past. We have done some concerts here. So we have people that loved our music everywhere. So this year it's Douglasville. 2 years down the road, it could be Virginia somewhere. So we try to see where we can do our next big event. So we're trying to reach out to places that we've been in the past and trying to connect with audiences that we have sung for in the past. So but Douglasville, of course, it's me kind of inviting, hey guys, come and sing, because that's who I am
Come
anyway.
visit,
So I
come
miss
hang
these
out
guys
with
too.
me, because
Yeah.
they're always going to work, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's come over and see my house too.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's good. Mwansa from Indianapolis says hello.
Hello, Mwansa. I used to live in Carmel.
Indianapolis?
Yeah, it's just a suburb right outside Indianapolis, Carmel, Indiana.
Okay,
Yeah.
amazing.
Indiana.
There you go. All right. So Sister Margaret says, looking forward to seeing you in October
Oh, that Independence. Yeah.
at the Independence. Yeah. Pastor
We'll
Fantastic.
make
Alan
it.
says, yeah, Pastor Alan also says, yes, please, they should come to the OZA Independence celebration. So
Yes.
you are in big trouble. It looks like you do not have
Oh,
a
yeah.
choice here. So have you guys done any? Okay, now people don't do CDs. Okay, can people find your music on social media platforms, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, and all that? Is it available there?
There's some tunes on Spotify. If you go in Zambian Acapella, just to Google that, it will take you there. There's some music of our music there. So, of course,
So what do they need to do to find it? Just search for.
yeah, you can search. You can search for it. They should be able to listen to some music. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be adding more. We'll be adding more soon.
Right.
Yeah, because some people asked me and they said, do they have any music on which we can listen to? Where can we find it? I was about to say CDs. That's ancient.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, that's
Well,
gone.
even cassette tapes are way past, way
No,
gone.
oh no, don't even go to cassette tapes. That is dinosaur. That is dinosaur time.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, thank you for joining us. And I told myself I was going to do this, put you on a spot. Are you able to do something here, the three of you? Just
Oh,
Of course, we can.
perform some magic, so to speak.
Of course, I think we can. Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Babantume,
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 Whoa! All
Wow.
That's amazing. All right. We want to encourage everybody, especially those that live in the state of Georgia. Please go join our brothers at that address there, Crossroads Church. That's the address. Like our brother said, it's just outside of Atlanta or one of the suburbs in Atlanta. We look forward to people joining you. And thank you for doing this. And wish you gentlemen, yeah, wish you gentlemen. Wish you gentlemen the best. And I just told Fred, I said, hey, we've never really listened or talked about the Zambian Acapella story. Since you guys are having a reunion concert, why don't we do this?
I think it was a good idea, and thank you for your kindness and your generosity for having us on your channel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're
Thank
welcome.
you so very much.
Let's do it again. Now I want all the 15. You see, that last video clip I played, I counted 17 people in there.
I'm not sure that we are going to have all the 17, but we'll have most of those guys who were up on the stage.
Okay.
As you know, at some point the group got really, really, really large, and some have gone back home to Zambia and they are doing other things. Yeah, and others are still here within the United States and they have other commitments and they will not be able to make it. But the majority of the group is going to be there and well represented.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent, excellent. Yeah. Thank you, Fred, Daniel, Godfrey. It was nice having you here.
Thank you, Pastor Kama.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Hope to see you soon.
You're invited too, Pastor.
All right. All right, everybody. That was our show today. Zambian Acapella Reunion, our concert coming up August 25th in Douglasville, Georgia. Next week, we are going political again. I'll be talking to Kamfinsa Member of Parliament, Mr. Christopher Kangombe. We'll be talking about a lot of issues concerning our beautiful country, Zambia, and what is going on there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Do have a great weekend.
Hello, I am Monde Mayangwa and I lead the USAID Bureau for Africa.
Meet our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Monde Muyangwa, Assistant Administrator in the Bureau for Africa at this year's 3rd Annual Gala Dinner. Secure your opportunity to partake in an evening of elegance and conversation for only $125. Mark your calendars for August 24th, 2024 and prepare to indulge in fine dining and wine at the Gaithersburg Marriott Washingtonian Center, located at 9751 Washingtonian Boulevard, Gaithersburg, MD 20878. Don't miss this exclusive event. Reserve your ticket today.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.